Dear friends, uh, let me start the introduction about this course. The background of this course is basically we were interacting with various academic institutes, the government institute, the volunteer organizations, and we felt that there is a need of teaching this subject in integrated way. Uh, I will introduce myself first, Dr. Rajesh Mehta. I have a teaching experience of more than 3 decades. Currently, I am working as a professor and head of Department of Community Medicine at GMS Medical College, Sola, Ahmedabad. And I'm also holding a post of Dean of the same medical college. So, as I said, the purpose was to give the information and knowledge about these three subjects together, because individually people may know about epidemiology, may know about statistics, may know about research method, but how to integrate it and apply in day-to-day life, that is very important. And doctor has a very limited time in understanding all this subject. Of course, the Department of Community Medicine are dealing with the subject, and that's why it may be easier for them. But the clinicians, for example, they find a little time in understanding the subject. So we thought that let's have this integrated course. And one of my friend, Dr. Rathi, myself, and few other friends sat together, including the input we got from the Dr. Neeraj Pandit, Dr. Sridhar, and so many other people. So initially we used to give it for, let's say, government officers, or sometimes, let's say, the NGOs, etc. But then later on, we kept it open for all the nation. And people used to come from various states. And now, today, we are entering into the 20th National Certificate course. So today would be just an introduction, what we want to cover. Already the 9 students has registered in this course, and there are dozens of inquiry for joining the course. So I thought, let me just share a few minutes on this, that what we are going to learn in this course, so that people can find out whether they should join this course or not. We'll be starting the course on 19th September for 1 month, but the hand holding will continue for 6 months, 1 year, till the candidate is confident that, no, I will be able to integrate these 3 things, and will be able to write a project proposal as well as do the analysis by oneself. So that's a thing that ultimately at the end of this course, people should be able to do the most of the analysis by themselves. Of course, the advanced statistics will always require a statistician. That's a different thing. We can't go away without their help. So these 3 things, when you talk about epidemiology, right, usually we use the word distribution and determinants. So how distribution may be relatively easier, but the determinants, when you use the word, there is something like association and causation, etc. And for that, we require statistical methods, that whether this difference is significant or not. And once you know that, then you can publish your paper. Yeah, this is my hypothesis, and I could prove it, or I can I disprove it. So we'll go one by one, that what will be the course content, etc. Now the overall goal, if you say that, is there's a lot of complexities if you see the public, private, or even political system. And then out of this extreme the complexities, you need to develop or implement or analyze various health and health related policies, programs. And for that, you need to have a solid knowledge of the epidemiology as well as statistics. It looks very simple to find out a correlation between 2 variables, when there are so many things are affecting these variables. If you say that in our Maharashtra we found out this, but then in Himachal Pradesh it may be a different scenario, or in Assam there could be another different scenario. So this is a time to integrate the various the locality together, various regions together, and nowadays we should have a multi-centric research study, and for that we should come to a terms and condition whereby we can work together. And then the policy, etc., when we prepare, it should be, if there is a commonalities, we can have a common policy, but region-wise, there could be different approaches. If there is a desert in the Rajasthan, it could be a different approach. In the areas near the river Ganga, it will be a different kind of the strategy. Or in Gujarat, for example, in Ahmedabad cities, there can be a different strategy. So, multi-centric study and intersectoral approach, clinicians and the other departments like community medicine or physiology department, etc., if they work together, probably will have a much more solid research. So, at the end of this course, collectively our wisdom should guide our nation what to do and what not to do. Nowadays, people were thinking whether there should be a generic name written by doctors or a brand name written by doctors, or generic name into bracket to write the name of the company, something like that. But if we really want to make a policy, then we need to find out what are the practices across the nation. And in one taluka or in one district, voluntarily maybe few doctors have implemented certain things collectively, and you have to show it, no, it works. So there may be a very good objectives, very good goal, and the intention is also very good. But when we come to into practicalities, what will happen? The forecasting is very important. And the statistics will also give you the forecasting. You can also prepare modeling by which you can find out that if you do this, what can happen. So this is also possible. Now, what we are going to do in this course, a stepwise systematic understanding of all the three subjects together. Because when I talk about epidemiology, I'm naturally going to talk about the numbers. When I deal with the numbers, there will be a probability. And when I talk about the probability, there will be a statistical methods for that. And if you want to do any research, you are doing some few objects, etc., you are going to select some variables, you are going to make some hypothesis, and for that you need a certain kind of methods. You call it epidemiological methods, you call it a research methods, etc. And to prove or disprove your methods or your the hypothesis, you are going to apply some kind of statistical test. So I say that this course, it will be so easy for you to understand because of this is the power of the integration. And real life case studies will help you for a better understanding. I will just start with one small example. I will not give a name of the college or any individuals. In a college I was working, and my physician friend came enthusiastically that I have found a very good correlation between the urinary creatinine level and glycosylated hemoglobin. Without testing glycosylated hemoglobin in the blood, based on urinary creatinine, I can tell you this, Dr. Mehta, let's publish a paper. I thought, yeah, let's find out your data, whether the correlation is perfect or not. When I examined the data with the AP Info software, which is prepared by the WHO, and I found that the age was a confounding factor. Because of age, there was an increase in urinary creatinine level. Because of age, there was increase in glycosylated hemoglobin level. So when I removed the effect of age, there was no correlation between the urinary creatinine level and the glycosylated hemoglobin. So I told that person, sorry, this is not the correct association. So let's withhold your hypothesis, and you need not publish this. So such thing happens. And with the AP Info, I learned from my friend Dr. Sridhar from a simple note, which he given me around 6 to 8 pages, somewhere in 1989. Since then, I'm using the software AP Info. Now I think if you calculate, it's more than 34 years I am using this. And it's so easy software which we are going to use it. And I am sure that each and every medical college or Ayurvedic college or homeopathic college, even I would say nursing college or pharmacy college, this course of understanding about this, particularly the how to use the AP Info software, that should be there. What we will be doing that nowadays, around a few years ago, 2 decades ago, it was very difficult to have access to computers for each and everyone. So what we used to do that between 2 or 3% we were allocating one computer like that. But now it's very simple. All of you probably have a laptop or computers. So what we'll be doing in the course that will give you some exercise. You start collecting the data, and then your own the live data we are going to use this software. We'll have some project work, and so that you will be able to build up the confidence in you. And each and every participant will have an opportunity to interact and clarify. And I think that if we have a sufficient number of students, maybe at 25, 30, 40, what maybe, we would like to make a group of 3 or 4 people, or sometimes maybe 5. Each one of you will interact when the classes are not there with each other. We comment on each other, you find out the faults with their methods, etc., biases, and that will really enrich you. And whenever you have conflicts, then while we handle these lectures, we'll be able to clarify that. So whole this, the lecture series will be twice in a week, particularly the Monday and Wednesday. Time will be 8 to 9 p.m. And there will be one introductory session, and then there will be at the end would be a conclusion session. And after 1 month, those who will complete the exercises will issue a certificate. But then those who can't complete, we will extend 1 or 2 more months, where we'll have a monthly session and we'll clear our doubts, etc. And then there will be these simple decision-making flow charts. See, what happens that you know the statistics, you know the study method, etc. But which statistical test should be applied when? It should be a standard of difference in 2 proportion, or standard of mean, or standard of difference into mean, or chi-square test, or F test. Which test to be applied when? That is very, very simple. And that simple table, you will be able to teach the UG students also. And just like a diagnostic flowchart, we have a diagnostic flowchart, decision-making flowcharts, which statistical test to be used. And I have prepared out of teaching for more than 3 decades to the UG students, PG students, and a lot of volunteer organizations, etc., that the subject is really very interesting, very easy if we go step by step. And there is no hurry, right? And I hope that all of you might like the sweets dish, or maybe the tasty dish, etc. Similarly, the AP Info software is really very, very appetizer. And even if you don't want to go for statistics, automatically you will be motivated to go for that. And not only that, you will not have to depend on some PHP programmer or this programmer. You will be able to develop your own software. You will be able to do the data entry. You will be able to do the data validation, and also automatic statistical analysis. Not only that, if you do a statistic analysis today, let's say you have using a 200 commands, and just you press one button, all these 200 commands will be automatically saved in the program, and you execute that program, 200 steps will be taken automatically. And if you want to remove that, edit that program, let's say 30 or 12 step you don't want to implement, you remove that and your software is ready. So I would say this software is also a program generator. A little bit, we may not use the word artificial intelligence, but towards that, it's very good software. And your own data will help you for a better understanding. If when I will be showing you the Oswego food poisoning data set in EpiInfo, but when you use your own data, it will be much helpful. And I'm sure that I would not probably allow the participant to work with the mobile, because of course you can attend the session, theoretical session with the mobile, but while we are doing the exercise, the mobile won't work, because this software requires the Windows software, and that's why you need to have either the computer or the laptop. And I have written that for 1 year there will be handholding, because if you learn it today in over a period of 1 month, but if you don't use it frequently, then there is no sense in learning this subject. So at least once in a month, or let's say twice in a month, you should use this EpiInfo software, which is so easy. And see, we are not the businessman. We would rather request all of you, when you start our first session, you start learning the first session, from very same day, you decide tomorrow I am going to teach around 100 more people. So I don't mind that if you share this material and teach others also. I would love that it reaches to more people across the world, or across at least our nation. So I said you it's a 1 month course. It will be over the online the thing, and the language usually I will be using the English language, but those people are staying in the Gujarat, I can talk in Gujarati and occasional Hindi. Otherwise, Gujarati is okay and English is okay. And the foreigners can also join this course, but then we'll stick to our Indian time, 8 to 9 p.m. and corresponding time, they can also join. And I'm happy to share that already 9 participants have joined before even our preparatory meet is there. And who can join? So I would say that the young person should join. I would prefer that the people less than 50 years age would be preferable, because it requires a lot of understanding, and it also requires a little bit of hard work. But then the hard work, you will get motivated to do that. Whether you are from the Ayurveda or homeopathy or medical college, or even you are from the agriculture, or simple managers of managing one farm, or even you are a statistician, because statistician would require the help of epidemiology, and researcher may require a statistician. So I would say that this integrated course is a unique in per se, and all the 3 things are integrated together so that it is more tastier. Because if you take only sweet, we'll be getting fed up. If you get only the salty things, also will get fed up. But this is the intermingling, and that's why it's so delicious this, that you'll love to have it. And in addition to the basic tools in epidemiology, or concept of causality, the various type of study design, whether it's a cross-sectional or a case control study or cohort, etc., or various kinds of biases, which we'll be talking about. And I have already prepared my video on sensitivity and specificity, which we will go through also as a part of testing. And then the little bit about the outbreak investigation. There also, the basic concept is a causality. With the association and causality, that's one of the things. The data collection tools are so many nowadays, and online data collection very easy. And now the physical data collection is now a matter of obsoleting. Sometimes it may be required, but in the research method also now we allow this online collection. Then the word central tendency or the normal distribution curve, we'll be learning why the word normal is used. Actually, the word source should be something else. And in statistics, most of the problem is around this word normal. And that word normal is so confusing that the people are misguided because this word normal. And also the p-value is also a wonderful thing. People ask me a question, when p-value increases, why is significance less? And when p-value is less, why significance more? Because one thing is less, other is more. How can we do it? So all this is basically has become the statistical jargon. When we remove these jargons, the thing becomes so simple. You would say that why we are not using these words. So I think the various technique of literature, etc., may also be inculcated. And it is not that only I will be teaching. Some of you are also the scholars, and when you present your confusions, etc., as a part of that, we'll have the solutions also. And the advanced statistical test, particularly the multivariate analysis, is very useful, because if you go, because when you go for multivariate analysis, at that time, various biases, various confounding factors, etc., will be removed. And then you will be sure that, of course, most of the time, this is the thing which leads to this. So what are the input? What are the output? What are the processes? And that balance, if you want to do the balance, suppose if you make a chart, Y chart and so what chart. These two charts will be able to make out what are the variables involved in a particular disease and how much you will gain out of that. So this Y chart and so what chart, if you prepare for 5-10 disease and make a straight, have a group of 8 to 10 students, you will be able to find a wonderful, the correlations, etc. Your project proposal will be very solid. And from that, if you work together, you will be able to really find out some concrete thing, how a small difference can lead to a large difference. So small input gives a large output. If you want to do it, if you want to utilize your resources in the best possible manner, then this course will help you in doing that. Now the word relational database, very important. Because when you are collecting a data of the village, then you collect the data of family, you collect the data of individuals, then automatically the characteristic attached to the village will get attached to an individual. This is how you, if you use this relational database, your efforts will be much less. And when the NMC, National Medical Commission, wants each medical student to add up the 5 families, that means if let's say we have around 70,000-80,000 medical students, and each student taking 5 families, will have 4 lakh families on hand to study. That means around 20 lakh population. So we are preparing a common database system where this whole year 1 lakh or even 1 crore population can be entered in the same database format, so that not every day, every minute we can have a very good research paper which can lead to the right path, not only to the India, but to the world. So I already told you that EPIINFO software will be used, and we already have the manual of this EPIINFO. If you want to learn yourself, you can do it. And I hope that so many people are using EPIINFO. You will also start using it. And not only the parametric test, but non-parametric test, where your clinician who are having a very, very small data size, 8 patients of cancer, 7 patients of, let's say, rheumatoid arthritis, something like that. When you have a very small sample size, at that time also you can calculate some kinds of probability, and that is what we call as a non-parametric test. We don't have a large data set. There also you should be able to use it. So this is also very useful to the clinician. And last but not the least, you should be able to evaluate your scientific writing, or you should be able to critically review a particular method, whether this method used was wrong or not. Accordingly, you can go for the better method. I would say not a single method in the world is the mistake proof. There will be a small mistake in each and every method. Only thing we need to know how to point it out, how to minimize it. That's what we are supposed to do. And once your the question answer session is over, a small test will be there, and then we'll be giving certificate distribution. It will not be exactly after 1 month. Few people make it after 2 months or 3 months. unless you complete the course, will not be able to deliver the certificate. And the People's Health and Development Trust, which we are learning for more than 2 decades, has assigned the task to the Human Health Circle, which believes in integration of the various systems of the medicine. So now I think the session will be open for question answer. And if you have small queries, you can definitely ask right now. So session is open. I hope people have not slept. You can at least introduce yourself and then ask few more questions. 15. Pinjal Gadvi. Let me give a name is written over there. You can ask or you introduce yourself. Dr. Preeti Ngalagi. Yes, Savadekar. So, any questions? Else we'll close the session. I hope everybody has the right to speak. रिद्धिને પૂછ્યું બધા બોલી માઇક ઓન કરી શકે છે કે નથી કરી શકતા પછી એવું ના કે એ લોકો બોલી જ ના શકતા હોય કેટલીક બધી એવું થાય હા તો વાંધો નહીં So if there is no question, shall we stop here? Prakash Goswami, can you unmute and just at least say hello?
Hello. Yes.
How do you like the session?
Yeah, definitely. I like.
You belong to which place?
In Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra.
Yeah, so you are a teacher over there or?
No, I am retired from government office, state government office.
Acha, acha. So I thought that even I would say the middle level workers, no, working in the government.
Yeah.
So the supervisors, I had taught them also this software because the decision making ultimately should not be restricted to the state level. At even taluka level or even these, let's say, even I would say the village level also, people are learned, no? They have their data of only, let's say, 200 houses. Why they should not be taking their own decision that this Falia is having much more problem? Let's find out what is the addiction or is a lack of water supply or lack of hygiene. Let them take decision. Why it should be restricted to only we doctors, etc. So,
yes, definitely. You are saying very right. And
anyone else? Sagar Patidar, can you introduce yourself? Dr. Pooja Dabi, you belong to which place?
Yes, sir.
I could not hear you.
I am from Vadodara.
Acha.
And
It's
sir,
so
I
near.
have passed my undergraduation from the Ahmedabad Homeopathic Medical College.
Acha.
I have attended your previous sessions also, sir, at Ahmedabad.
I can't listen you properly. Anyway, anyone else? There is a Himanshu from Chennai. Is the Dr. Himanshu or Himanshu Bhai?
He is only Himanshu Bhai, sir.
Acha, acha.
He is Chennai Mathi, sir.
Acha,
He is my brother.
Yes, okay, okay. Any reflection on this? Okay, I think I should stop now over here, and those who would like to join, you may join the things, but I would prefer if you have a group of people, no, to interact with each other, maybe 2-3 people. Otherwise, at a national level, we'll make a subgroups of 2 to 3 people so that there will be a real interactions, right? Okay, thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
this is Dia Savadekar. I'm actually a first year MBBS student, a UG student,
yeah,
and I just joined the foundation course. It's been like 5 days.
yeah.
So
Which
will
college?
it be Goa Medical College?
Goa Medical. It will be helpful, not even only the first time student, but even the 10th standard student also will learn a lot of from this. Because you people are the future of India, and you should have the epidemiological eye or research-based eye. And this is such a simple software. I would say the 10th standard student can also understand this software. But unfortunately, even the intern doctors or many doctors doesn't know about this software. And when I was a young teacher in NHL Medical College, other colleges, I was not giving the certificate to the intern doctors without learning this course. But now I'm at the age of retirement. I do not want to force a student at this level. So I thought let voluntarily let others people learn. Once you learn this software, I'm very sure that you will have a lot of ideas. Because now government is giving a lot of funds for the innovation, if you know it. So innovation, startup, research, everything are intermingled together. So if you learn, it will be definitely helpful, and probably you will be able to teach your colleagues also.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Anyone else? Rupal Pandit.
Hello.
हाँ बोलिए.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Myself, Dr. Varsha Mahavarkar. Currently, I'm working as associate professor at SBKS Shah Medical College. I'm working under Dr. Neeraj Pandit, sir.
Yeah, so he is my
Yeah,
student. But,
I have heard a lot from him about you.
Yeah.
And I'm very eager to learn from you, sir.
Yeah, so it will be.
And I have used this EPInfo software for my thesis data collection.
Good.
But the analysis part, I don't know.
It's so easy. Once you know how to use Excel or any software, EPInfo will import the data, and in just minutes you will have analysis. The only thing that interpretation we should learn properly. That's right.
Yes. And now we are using this EPInfo for data collection in community OPD.
Yes, good.
At RSTC.
Yes.
So under Neeraj Pandit sir's guidance only we are doing that.
Yeah.
So after the software, hope we will be able to analyze that data.
Yeah, and all intern doctors should undergo this exercise because it takes hardly 1 or 2 hours. A specific part if you want to teach. But why we take such a long? Because when you really want to do some good research or good understanding, grip on the statistics, you need to understand basics. People use a standard error of difference between two proportions. So one side you call a proportion, other side you are using the word standard error, which is usually used on the continuous variable. In proportion, there is no continuous variable. How do you use this word? So even sometimes the faculty fails to explain the why it's so. So once we understand the basics, it's a lovely subject.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Anyone else?
Sir, iPad is for this software is sufficient or not?
For?
iPad.
Does your iPad support the Windows?
Yeah.
Then it will support EPInfo 99%, but I'm not sure. You just download the software EPInfo from WHO site.
Okay.
And you'll come to know. Because if iPad doesn't support, then at least for the part of using EPInfo, you need to use some laptop or the Windows, PC.
Yes.
The rest of the thing you can learn with iPad, the epidemiology and statistical analysis and the research method. But when it comes to working on the EPInfo, which is so delicious, at that time, if iPad doesn't support, then that part you need to work with. But nowadays, laptop and access to PC is not that difficult. You work with the government, you are working with the government, no?
Yeah.
But you will have access to the computers. There's no problem. Anyone else? There's someone, Megan D. Almeida. Who is that person?
Yes, sir. Hello. I'm also from Goa Medical College, first year UG
Yeah.
student.
Hmm.
I also just joined the foundation course.
Yeah. So for the UG students, we'll have a particularly special concession. We'll talk to you because you are just the beginning. And if you're interested in this, if you are a group of 2 or 3, we'll consider special concession in fees because you will be the pillars of our nation.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we'll see that.
Yeah, so you are a teacher over there or? No, I am retired from government. So I thought that even I would say the middle level workers who work in the government. Yeah. The supervisor, I taught them also this sort. Because the decision making ultimately should not be restricted to the state level. And even local level or even this, let's say, even I would say the village level also. People are learning, they have their data of only less than 200 houses, why they should not be taking the
if there is no specific query, then I think we can stop. If someone has not heard, I'm Dr. Rajesh Mehta. I did my MD in community medicine. I'm a dean of a medical college at GMS Medical College, Sola, Ahmedabad. And I teach this subject for more than 3 decades now. And I worked in the community for the last 43 years and supported so many research papers and the research projects, etc. So I'm fond of teaching this subject. And sometimes if offline also you people want to learn, we'll give you opportunity over here for residential 3 days learning course also. Okay, thank you.